Alright, in playing around with the new summons guest that was released, and playing around with different AQ-EleVuln stacking, I discovered something. For those that want to test and use it. So, alright, so we have the Summon Giant Horror on AQ-EleVuln mode. And then I was using model 294 Pet. It's on AQ-EleVuln mode also. And I was demonstrating how the stacking works in a previous video. And got 100% resistance here. So we'll just do one round and I'll show this. So we go from 93 to 85, so it's about 800 damage there. So that resulted in a 272% stacked AQ-EleVuln. And then we go to another round. This will be increased damage. So as you can see, it's pretty significant. And I'll go ahead and finish this off. So model 294 is doing 31 to 32%. And that's the same percentage as most pets. Like all the protein pets are all doing. Death Arrows is doing the same amount. Now I'm going to switch over to Silas. It's an ultra rare golden gift box. It does two modes. It doesn't have a damaging mode. It does one mode's control, one mode's an Seek fire or darkness, but it also does a dual fire and darkness AQ-EleVuln, similar to the Warpower Bat Swarm guest that does a dual AQ-EleVuln, similar to the Shadow Raiment. Whenever it attacks or blocks an attack, it does a dual darkness light AQ-EleVuln. Well, this is doing a dual fire and darkness AQ-EleVuln. So as a result, instead of stacking on top of this, it's going to list two lines. It'll list the AQ-EleVuln from the guest, and it'll list a separate one because it's also affecting darkness. However, I do not believe that the AQ-EleVuln from Silas is adding on. I don't think it's the 31, then the second turn 31 for another 162%. Something's bugging out, and it's drastically increasing the AQ-EleVuln to darkness. So I want you to pay attention to the damage you're going to see here. So we've already increased it to 562 damage. So as you can see there, we've got 210% to darkness and 162% to fire and darkness. I do not believe that 167 is adding on to the 210. I think there's some kind of bug going on. Now watch the damage that you're going to see here. Out of the pet, 1600, 1300. So we're well, over 1,000, 13 to 1,800 per hit. That's versus 100% resistance and no lucky strike. So now what I want to do really quick is demonstrate what a lucky strike looks like. So I'm actually, instead of spamming Clever Disguise, I'll do Shadow Feeder. I'll just do some other spell here. And then I'm going to do Arm to the Dragon Guard. And when the pet goes, watch these hits. That's only versus 100% resistance and no other boosts. I could have done Power Gauntlet. I mean, you could be looking at 12,000 per hit versus 200% darkness with some buffs. I didn't even do Unopoka. So that tells me, I mean, if I'm able to do 12,000 damage in a best case scenario, I don't think that AQ-EleVuln is adding. I don't think it's stacking normally. I believe that it is bugged out, similar to Word Power Batstorm Guest, and you're actually nuking in this scenario. Anyway, I just wanted to show off what I feel like is a bug, if anybody was interested in picking that pet up.